What's up everybody, and welcome to the channel. In today's video we have the keys to the 2023 BMW M2 with a 6-speed manual transmission. We're going to take it on a really fun mountain trip through one of our favorite roads.
I actually just got back on a 1,000 mile road trip with this car, and it was phenomenal for a straight road performance and driving. But now let's shift through that 6-speed manual transmission and really see the performance that this entry-level BMW has.
It's their baby M car.
Yeah.
We still have 450 horsepower, the S58 motor with 2 turbochargers.
Yeah.
And I compare this to my Toyota Supra with a manual, which is really similar. So this car, 65 grand. Let's see what it has to offer. All right, so we are setting off in the M2. So this is a car, obviously Mike drove a lot, and I compared this with my Supra. We've been on this road with a ton of cars, so it'll be really cool just to see how good this is. M2 is kind of what the old M3 was. They're light, nimble, fun to drive sports car. M4 obviously is kind of just getting a little big. It's more of like a GTR type of car. I love the M2 and I honestly want to buy one day, and it seems like you might want to buy one now too.
Yeah, I mean, for the price of it, the practicality, what it has to offer, and just the 4-day road trip I went on with it, it was all that I wanted as far as being able to put all of our luggage in the car and then be able to take it and do this. So like when kids come and stuff and you got the back seat space,
yeah,
you really can't go wrong with it.
The power we're finding already, like, you know, watch the video where I compare this with the Supra. Supra obviously a little bit tighter car, so it's smaller.
Yeah, I was gonna say this feels a little bit taller, a little bit more floaty in a sense, but obviously the Supra is much lower.
But if we just talk about this car's like fun factor, this is a blast.
Oh yeah.
Knowing that we have the practicality and yet it can still do this.
Yeah. What
a car. It is so like confident to drive. It's so solid feeling. This is a bumpy like country road that we're on.
And everything's in Sport Plus right now, or Sport mode.
I feel like the suspension is incredibly refined feeling. And the steering is really darn good. Like, this is a benchmark car, and I think for about 65 grand,
yeah,
I don't think it gets better than this car. Now, my wife and I are actually buying an RS3 later in the year, which will be the same price. It's a 4-door car, which I'm going to be curious in the future to compare that car to this. I feel like they will be like the same car, just 4-door versus a 2-door car.
Yeah.
But M2 with a manual, man, this thing's a beast. The S58 motor with the twin turbo inline 6, it is powerful. It's basically like the old M4 now stuck in a smaller car. I love the power.
I didn't really get to experience it too much driving on the highway, but it seems pretty good.
Yeah, we're in the one step up in traction control just to let the car be a little more playful. I do like how the brakes have 2 different modes with the settings, because they're a lot more touchy.
Are they?
Yeah.
I had everything in basically comfort and whatever the eco settings were for the highway.
Yeah.
So I just drove it very generically.
But yeah, the brake feel was really good in the sport mode and everything, and it just feels really solid. BMWs, they have become one of my favorite performance brands in the last couple of years. Like, you got the reliability now because Toyota's working with them, and you still have the legendary M car performance, and this thing is just like conquering the road.
I will say, in the M2, you can also opt for the carbon fiber bucket seats, which we're not sure if it's a standalone option yet. These seats seem to be doing it okay.
Yeah,
we were in the carbon seats in the M4.
Yeah.
Boy, did those hold you back.
Yeah,
or hold you side to side.
Yeah, when you look at the configurator on BMW, it's like 10 grand to get the seats because it's a whole carbon package. If you could like custom order at the dealer for just the seats for maybe 3 grand or something, I would
have to go with those.
Yeah, but these for being very comfortable, power operated, I mean, still doing a good job.
Yeah, they're not bad. They're very comfortable for long road trips.
The gearing I like a lot. We're in 3rd gear. I haven't shifted in quite a while. And I like with these motors, these inline engines are probably some of my favorite motors out there. They have so much torque down low and they still carry their weight really well. Like, especially with the twin turbos, this thing carries. Where now we gotta go to 4th.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So good gearing and everything. Like, you don't have to shift all the time with a car like this. It's just so good. Man, I like just how solid this suspension feels. It's not bouncy at all. The shifter, you can feel the rubbery aspects to it when you're like getting into gears.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
Yeah, I mentioned that in my Supra versus this, how that is a little more better shifter. I definitely like it a lot better. So the rubberiness, I wish you could fix that some way. Maybe there's a short throw shifter kit or something, or like metal bushings or something, but only complaint.
If you're quiet, you can hear between the shifts.
I know, it's got some good sounds for stock.
It's not crazy loud, but it sounds good.
Man, I like this traction setting, like around that turn, feel it fighting just a little bit.
It doesn't feel like a big car either. The M4 on this road felt much bigger. So if you're looking for, you know, tighter situations like this
is that sweet spot for practicality, and you get the practicality, but you still get a small car.
Yeah. All right, my turn now. I actually get to shift gears. So yeah, I really have a good all-around experience with this car so far. I'm over 1,000 miles already.
Yeah, you're
in this
pro in this car.
And yeah, it's awesome. I love cars, especially like this, where you can take it on a trip like we did, and then be able to do this in the same exact car.
And you're not sacrificing any comfort.
Right.
For being track with everything, this is really comfortable.
It was so comfortable to drive, and obviously you could probably do some suspension mods if you wanted to, but being able to adjust this adaptive suspension on the fly is something that's really hard to give up in a sense.
Oh yeah.
Maybe just lower it a little bit, still retain that.
Springs like I did on my Supra, this would really sharpen up.
Yeah.
I'm excited, honestly, to buy one of these one day because I'm becoming more and more of a fan of it. Like, this is the sweet spot.
It's
good.
This is good, and like you said, being able to play with a gear much longer.
Yeah.
You still have a lot of usable power in each of the gears.
Oh yeah.
Which is nice. But it definitely has that sweet spot with the gearing, for sure.
They're tall enough to use, but not too tall to where it's like you don't get enough power out of them.
Right. Ooh. It doesn't feel like it's amazing to drive, but it doesn't feel like it has too much power where, you know, you're gonna go crazy.
Yeah, I've done a lot of full throttle, like pedal to the floor accelerations.
Yeah. Like this is full throttle, third gear.
It's a very gradual power delivery.
Yeah.
Which is nice because it doesn't just hit you when you're trying to get out of a turn.
Right.
And of course, with upgrades, modifying it and stuff, I mean, this definitely would be 550 horsepower pretty easily.
I mean, that's a perfect daily driver with how much it weighs.
Yeah, it's still under 4. We're at 3,800 pounds curb weight. 400 pounds more than the Supra, which obviously, you know, you're getting this extra practicality, extra luxury and refinement, so it's going to take some weight. But, you know, you can do more with this car given that. And it doesn't hinder it as far as the fun factor. It's still, I mean, the steering feels so good around the turn like that.
Ooh, it does. It's so planted.
The refinement is what is impressive to me. And we mentioned that in the Supra versus this video. It's a very refined. Ooh. You can slip it just a little bit.
That was fun.
It's good. These BMWs are getting better and better. I think they're the benchmark as far as a good performance car these days that's still practical and luxurious.
Man, I know it's hard to pick anything apart with this car. Over the 4-day road trip, everything that we could come up with was so minor.
Yeah.
It's almost not even worth mentioning. It's just some little minor personal preferences or options that you can get or not get, and it's just everything about this car. Unless the one thing I guess I'll say a lot of people don't like is this massive screen, but once you drive this car, the screen is like, okay, I get the screen, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna let the screen deter you from buying this, you're missing out on the point of this car.
Yeah, what else are you gonna buy for 65 grand that's this fun and fast and refined? The screens have grown on me. I think not every car does it right, but for some reason, BMW, I feel like they just did it right.
And I've loved it over the over the 1,000 miles, I had no issues with putting the nav in the center, putting it here, listening to radio, like heads-up display, doing everything. It worked out very well.
It gives you all those creature comforts, and then when you rip it through the mountains, it feels so refined and yet playful enough. I could see there being more drama to the car, but I think that's where aftermarket modification would come into play.
Right.
We did an exhaust, an intake, and a tune.
Yeah.
It'd be a riot, you know? It'd be nuts.
Even on the highway, it was so quiet.
Yeah.
Like, it was very peaceful to drive. And obviously that's what you're going for with the BMW, with that refinement.
Yeah.
So you could put it into all the comfort settings, and then you put on an aftermarket exhaust so you can hear the drama to it, like you said.
Yeah.
Even more best of both worlds.
Yeah. I wouldn't say, like, this car in full sport mode isn't as raw as you may think an M car would be.
Right.
And I think that's where the Supra came into play, where the Supra did feel that extra raw characteristics.
Yeah.
This doesn't go crazy, which I think a lot of today's buyers, they want extra refinements. So I think this car is a good out-of-the-box benchmark car for the money. If you want the extra rawness, you aftermarket modify the car.
Right.
But out of the gate, you know, this is a bone stock factory car. It drives so good.
I mean, that's what a lot of people want today, right? You want a car that has all the creature comforts. Otherwise, it's just, you know, going to be your weekend toy.
Too much of a sacrifice to actually own every day.
Right. This you could drive every single day.
Yeah, you're not sacrificing any comfortable, like, normal thing to own this car as your only car.
Right.
And to do every single thing with it.
Right.
And even factory car, throw it in all the fun modes. I mean, that was so easy and fun and, like, good.
Yeah. I mean, there's the excitement factor.
There could be more.
There could be more because it doesn't have that raw feeling.
Yeah, I don't have that, like, adrenaline going through my legs right now.
Right. Like, I mean, that's an interesting feeling because, like in my R8, it's a little bit more raw. So, like, you go through that and you're like, oh man, like, the drama. But this, you're like, okay, we just did that. It was no big deal. This car's meant for it. You know, we did it comfortably.
Yeah. I think
we need an exhaust for a little bit more fun.
I think since I've owned a Supra for 2 years, I just bought a brand new Supra now, very similar platform to this. I know the mods potentials that this platform can offer.
Yeah.
So, like, out of the gate, fantastic, very capable car. If you want the extra fun factor to where you get that adrenaline, which there's a little missing,
right? Modify
this and I think you'll get it.
Yeah, but can't say there's really any downsides to this car. It did that so well and so quick.
And so, like, it was a joy to drive.
Yeah.
I'd say.
So we're going to do one more POV on the way back, so make sure you guys check out that video to encase yourself behind the wheel of this car.
Yeah, feel like what it's like to drive.
Yeah.
This is a good place to be. I mean, you're hearing us talk about we want to buy one of these. Like, I can see getting into one.
And you can see the no cost option for
I love
the cool colors in the seats here. But yeah, we have some other videos on this car, so check out some more of those for the all-new M2. It's a blast to be able to have this for a week.
I think one of the best, just good all-around practical performance cars with a manual available. You can get the dual clutch as well.
Yeah.
I don't think you can go wrong, and it only can get better if you tweak it with your own personal taste. But that is today's video, all-new M2 on Fun Mountain Trip. If you enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. See you all in the next video.